That's why I watched The Mission.
I love it
Because
when
of
it
that movie.
says that. It's just fabulous. And that movie's on every other day.
So scary.
Love it.
And every other day it's Bridesmaids.
I love
You can
that
keep
movie.
that one.
Go ahead and tell them who. Go ahead and tell everybody who you are, people.
It's Grace. Got Mike on the mic.
It's Casey and Jen on the low voices. I'll be here all night.
Y'all cheer up, okay?
So gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous.
Yes, exactly. Verklempt.
That's right.
Yes.
I used to sing this whole thing. By far.
No one
Now,
Say, wait, I gotta hear applause. A silver
cherished.
Sounds like it is directed. My natural queen.
As Camille, I just feel.
I have so much more.
Hey, can I call you divine?
Because
My natural coffer. Some got it not a lump. I'm a great big clump of talent. They'll bend in half. A thousand jokes.
Stick around for the jokes.
A thousand faces.
I reiterate, when you're gifted,
Then you're gifted.
these are facts. I got no axe to grind.
Hey, what are you blind?
The world so far,
I'm the greatest star. No autographs, please.
I love the fact that we now have this recorded in perpetuity on YouTube.
It is one of my favorite things ever.
Oh, me too.
So good.
We have 45 viewers.
Hello, Houston.
Well, good.
Stick around for more jokes.
Requests are available for tips. Thank you. All right, next we got Give My Regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square.
It seems like I just read that Streisand just turned 79.
Wow.
Ageless.
Is that amazing to think of that?
It is. Yep.
Jim, for some reason, we were Googling Barbara Streisand the other day, and Jim had to looked her up and saw like pictures of her when she was young and was like, man, she was a looker.
No, she was
Yes,
gorgeous.
Look, I know
beautiful.
she's
She still is
gorgeous.
pretty.
That's what Jack says. Like, she was hot.
Yeah.
I loved the music that his is the only music that makes me dance. From did you know that from the original
Yes.
one? I was sorry that wasn't in the movie.
Gorgeous song. I love that song.
Hard song. We have 52 viewers. Okay, let's wait one more minute. Y'all, we're gonna start with Ain't Got Time to Die, and we're just gonna sing through it because it's ready to go. So Jake, sing really loud so we can hear you. And then we're gonna do the middle section of, yes, that hard one. With What Shall I Come? And then we're going to do, that I had 1,000 voices, not tongues, voices. And that's it. And tonight on the Zoom, we're going to listen to one whole movement from Unconditional Love. So I want to save a little time for that because it's not the longest movement, but it's not short.
And happy birthday, Jake, if you're
Happy
listening.
birthday, Jake. How many we have? So, 57. Come on, folks. All right, let's start with Ain't Got Time to Die. And we're just going to sing through it. Please remember, today crescendo on Ain't Got Time to Die at the end of each phrase except the very last one. No T on ain. It's another diction thing. I can't remember what it is. But you know, we should be able to do this in our sleep. Here we go. Lord, I keep so busy praising my Jesus.
Keep so busy praising my Jesus. Keep so busy praising my Jesus. Ain't got time to talk.
'Cause when I'm healing the sick,
I'm praising my Jesus.
when I'm healing the sick,
I'm praising my Jesus.
when I'm healing the sick,
I'm praising my Jesus. Ain't got time to talk. 'Cause it takes all of my time to praise my Jesus. All of my time to praise my Lord. If I don't praise Him, the rock's gonna cry out, glory and honor, glory and honor. Ain't got time to die.
Lord, I keep so busy working for the kingdom.
Keep so busy working for the kingdom. Keep so busy working for the kingdom. Ain't got time to die.
'Cause when I'm feeding the poor,
I'm working for the kingdom.
when I'm feeding the poor,
I'm working for the kingdom.
when I'm feeding the poor,
I'm working for the kingdom. Ain't got time to die. 'Cause it takes all of my time to praise my Jesus. All of my time to praise my Lord. If I don't praise Him, the rock's gonna cry out, glory and honor, glory and honor. Ain't got time to die.
Lord, I keep so busy serving my master.
Keep so busy serving my master. Keep so busy serving my master. Ain't got time to die.
'Cause when I'm giving my all,
I'm serving my
when
master.
I'm giving my all,
I'm serving my master.
when I'm giving my all,
I'm serving my master. Ain't got time to die. 'Cause it takes all of my time to praise my Jesus. All of my time to praise my Lord. If I don't praise Him, the rock's gonna cry out, glory and honor, glory and honor. Ain't got time to die. Now won't you get out of my way? Let me praise my Jesus. Out of my way, let me praise my Lord. If I don't praise Him, the rock's gonna cry out, glory and honor, glory and honor. Ain't got time to die.
Yeah, and the crescendo sort of thrives in the ah vowel of time. Ain't got time to die, so that you can really grow there. Can't imagine that there are any questions from anybody at home. Not that I'm trying to get you not to ask them, but let's move on to the really hard thing, which is the middle section of With What Shall I Come? We're going to start on page 5. Now, let's know that we've been in 6-4 mostly, and then at the top of page 5, yes, we have a measure of 3-4. Now we're in 9, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. Yep, so strange. You just picture the camels coming.
Yeah.
Let's start with just soprano and alto. Soprano pick up at the top of the page. Alto comes at the measure 32. Just the ladies. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go back. It's so hard. And I should have said, we go back to 6-4 at the top of page 6, so just circle that so you'll know where the changes happen, so you won't wonder what happened to those last 3 beats in that measure. Just a word of warning, there's a lot of short, long things, and choirs don't do short, long very well. For the sin of my soul, places like that. Men, in the minute you'll go, will be Lord. So be ready for those. Let's start at the top of 6, pick up to the last measure. For the sin, here we go. And 1.
For the sin of my soul,
2, 3, and.
will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with tens of thousands of rivers of oil, with what shall I
Oh,
come?
sorry.
It's all right.
Was the
Let's do With What Shall I Come at the top of page 7 in that last measure. Here we go. And 1, 2.
With what shall I come? With what shall I
I come.
what shall I come? With what shall I come?
Good. We're not going to make it to the B1 section tonight, I'm pretty sure, so don't worry about that. I have B1 starting at the top of page 8, the last measure. So don't worry about that yet. Let's go back and do the first part one more time on page 5, ladies only. Shall I come with burnt offerings? Here we go. And 1. And and okay, I think we're adding a beat there. It's come, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, he's got,
Yeah, it shouldn't be a quarter rest. That should be the 8th
yeah,
rest.
that's what.
Come with what shall I come? Yeah, sorry, yeah. Let's do that from the top of 7, ladies, with what shall I come? So people at home, if you're looking at marked music, that should be an 8th rest there in measure 44, not a quarter. Here we go. And 1, 2.
With what shall I come?
With
What shall I come? What shall I come? With what shall I come?
2 and off. Good job. I would say that one place that's going to be interesting to tune and was before probably is the downbeat of the last measure of page 6. Especially for altos. That's an unexpected F natural. So be ready for that. Now, let's go back and take the tenors and basses from the bottom of page 5 and sing bass, Casey, if you would.
Okay.
And there's no tenor WC. Here we go. Wait, sorry, I got lost. Here we go. Bottom of 6. And 1, 2. Will. Isn't that right?
Oh,
5,
5.
sorry. Shall I come? My bad. Shall I come? And up.
Shall I come with burnt offerings, with calves, a year-old firstborn, my firstborn for my transgression, fruit of my body.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Will the Lord be pleased?
Hey, sorry. Rob, would you play the ladies measure at the top of page 6 and lead us into the bottom of page 6?
The pickup, 2,
Yeah, sure.
1, 2, 3,
1, 2.
6, 1, 2, 3.
Will.
The Lord be
good. Let's do it one more time, and then we'll ask for questions. Bottom of 5, one more time.
Do you
go.
want to sing the baritone at the beginning?
No, stay on bass for now. I may jump in on baritone. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shall I come with burnt offerings, with calves a year old, firstborn from my transgression, fruit of my body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with tens of thousands of rivers of oil? With what shall I come? With what shall I come? 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Let's go back to the bottom of 6, all people, and let's go slowly. Will the Lord be pleased with thousands? And when you get to thou, hold it. So join us, ladies. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. That's just a shocker to me. Maybe not to anybody else, but that's a shocker to me. Yep, do it again. Same thing. Hold thou when you get there. And 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Let's do it again and keep going this time. Will the Lord. 1, 2, 3. Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with tens of thousands of rivers of rain? What shall I come? With what shall I come? With what shall I come? 2 and good. Do we have questions? Other than, why is this so hard?
I've never been so happy to be a bass singing a drone in my life.
No questions.
There are no questions.
Wow, people are just so happy. All right, we're going to do it again from the top of page 5, but this time with the accompaniment. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, and 1. Shall I come with calves a year old? Good. And I know it's really hard for us to tell in here how the dynamic structure works all on microphones and headphones and masks and glasses. Make sure that you follow the dynamic markings, like mezzo piano at the top of 6. I do think it's funny that at the top of 7 he says to the ladies, crescendo poco poco, like you're not going to as you climb into the atmosphere. So just watch out for that. Now, there was something about rhythm I was going to say.
You've got it.
That's it. The top of 6, the middle measure, fruit of my body. Look how much is going on, men, underneath that doesn't support that rhythm at all. So you have to be really squeaky clean. Fruit of my body, because Rob's kind of going crazy down here in his desert tent.
Sid, we have two questions whenever you want them.
Shoot.
The first question is from the one and only Shirley Pearson. She asked for the last measure of page 5
For altos.
for the Shirleys.
Okay. I'll give my first.
Must be.
Okay, 1.
Is that a page turn?
Yes.
Okay. That's a tricky page turn, altos, particularly for you. So be ready. I would, on the bottom of page 5, I'd put a little B flat out in the margin so I'd know where I was going.
She was asking if we could potentially put it together so she can hear it in context.
Sure. Again? Sure. We're happy to do that again.
Yeah.
What's the second question?
The second question, Ann Yeoman is asked for measure 43 into 44.
For sopranos. Top of 7.
43.
Yeah, I think the G down to the, yeah, that.
In sopranos, well, sopranos in particular, everybody, all the women for sure, but sopranos in particular, don't glance at that crescendo poco a poco and think it's a retard, because you're gonna be wanting to make sure the notes are exactly placed, and you may have a tendency to slow down anyway. Please don't, and that's not a retard. You don't want to be out of sync as you go from the top of the page to the bottom of the page. Any other questions?
No.
All right, we're going to go back to page 5 and put it together so that everybody can hear it once again in context with accompaniment. So y'all be really, really squeaky clean against all the stuff that's going on underneath. Here we go. And 1. Shall I come with with calves a year old? Firstborn for my transgression, fruit of my body, for the sin of my soul. Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with tens of thousands of rivers of praise? With what shall I come? With what shall I come? With what shall I come? Good. Quartet, is there anything you need to hear again, or you would say, watch out for so-and-so? Before we leave that, that's very hard.
Shirley, I
D
hope
sharp,
you
sharp,
enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed our very loud Jennifer for you.
I've tried.
I would just suggest that everyone marks, I have like so many marks of beats in here, like tick marks, to count the beats, because there are some parts that are really
Yep.
deceiving the way that they're written.
Yeah, well, and it changes so much.
Yeah.
Definitely keep track of accidentals, like flats and sharps, because it changes a lot, especially in the tenor part.
It does. It
Could
does
we
indeed.
isolate the last measure of page 6 for alto, just to hear that jump from? Thank you.
Do you want to sing it?
Sure.
You don't mean that. Let's go back to Will the Lord Be Pleased? And we hope she will. And 1.
Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with friends of thousands?
Show off. Okay. Is everybody good? We're going to leave this and do Oh That I Had 1,000 Voices. We have lots of thousands going on. The kids are working on over 1,000 tongues to sing. Lots of thousands.
1,001 nights.
1,001 nights. Okay, everybody, now's the time to ask questions if you don't know the roadmap. Don't say after rehearsal, well, I still don't know the roadmap, if you didn't ask. I'm happy to tell you in the context of rehearsal. Give you a minute to check it out, access the file in your brain. It's not complicated, it's just unexpected roadmap. Here we go, right at letter C. Remember, we're not doing letter B at all. Omit. 2, 3, and.
Oh, that I had 1,000 voices, and with 1,000 songs could tell of Him, in whom my heart rejoices, who all things wisely does and well. My grateful heart would then be free to tell what God has done for me.
This is choir 1. If you're a first of anything, that's what you sing. And,
Oh, ye house that ye planters, arise and silence keep no more. Ye senses all that He has granted, O Lord of hosts, the thousands to sing to the
let's stop and do.
Sorry, I got off.
That's all right. Let's stop and do choir 1 first,
Okay.
which is on page 6, the bottom choir, correct?
So it's the youth choir, even though it's on the bottom. It's choir 1.
Correct.
Choir 1 is the youth choir?
Because it continues the line from before,
No, choir
right?
2. Yeah, choir 2 is the youth choir, I think.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Choir 1 starts on top of page 5
right.
at the top. That's choir 1. And choir 2 comes in where it says adult choir.
Oh, I had that switched on music.
So on page 6, choir 2 is above choir 1.
Correct.
Okay.
Backwards myself.
That's all right. Let's go back. It's choir 1 on page 5, letter F. Oh, all ye powers. Ready? And go. And.
Oh, ye powers that ye planters, arise and silence keep no more. Ye senses all that He has granted, O Lord of hosts, my soul and body making meet, O Lord with hymns of praise to greet.
We keep going for now. We'll come back in a minute. Sopranos.
Forest leaves so green and tender, dancing for joy in summer air. O meadow grass is bright and slender, flowers so wondrous sweet and
And altos join.
O creatures that have breath and motion, that fill with life earth, sea, and sky, not to be in my heart's devotion, as I exalt the Lord Most High. O Father, humbly I beseech Thee, to listen to
2.
He speaks and listening to his voice, new life the dead receive. The mournful broken hearts rejoice, the humble poor believe. Hear him, ye deaf, his praise ye dumb, your loosened tongues employ. Hear and behold your Savior come, and weep believe for joy.
Yeah, and we'll have maybe not all the first sopranos sing the high G on the end, but we'll have some. On page, I'm surprised that somebody hasn't asked about this before. You should have. It's my fault. Number 11, or what am I saying? Letter L on page 10. The reason they've got, what's a B flat? Oh, for 1,000 tongues to sing instead of oh, for 1,000 tongues is because this is written to do with children, and anybody who publishes children's music, especially back then, says you shouldn't have children sing below a C, middle C. So that's why the lower B flat is optional, and the upper one is the one that is not optional. I would do the lower one. We don't have children singing with us. Oh, for 1,000 tongues to sing, because if we do want the congregation to sing right there, we need to give them some reinforcement. So sing the lower. All that sermon is to say, sing the lower B flat. We need to get all our these and thes straight so that the humble and I can't remember where the other one is, but there's some places where it usually eludes us. Also, remember at the bottom of page 4 to tell what God has done for me. Rest, sing. There's a big gap there, and you're going to want to sing there. We used to have a choir member who shall remain nameless who always sang right there long ago.
The choir is asking for you to clarify what choir on just page 5 and page 6.
Okay?
They had a couple, I think some were confused.
Okay. Choir 1 begins on page 5. Oh, all ye powers that he implanted. That's choir 1. If you are a first soprano, first alto, first tenor, or baritone, you sing there. When you turn the page, however, that choir is on the bottom staff. On hosts adore, that's choir 1. My soul and body make ye meet, the Lord with hymns of praise to greet. That's all first choir. Second choir, just so that it would be really confusing, is on the top. Oh, for 1,000, on page 6. Oh, for 1,000 tongues to sing to the Lord. That's all second choir. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Choir 1 is, when in doubt, choir 1 sings first. Sings initially. Okay? It's just a little bit confusing. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay. I think, hang on just a second. Would it just blow everybody's mind if we sang Love Divine before we stopped?
Can I ask a quick question before we move on?
You sure may.
On page 10, you still do want first sopranos singing that descant, is that correct? On page 10, letter L?
Correct.
Okay,
Is that it?
I didn't sing that. Yeah, I just didn't sing it that time when we went through it, so.
Let's all sing like the birdies sing. Love divine, all loves excelling.
Who knows that?
You and me. I'm going to give everybody at home just a minute to get to it. The Love Divine, the Mac Wilberg arrangement. Love divine, all loves excelling. And let's say we're going to have first tenor and bass, and first soprano and altos divide? Yeah, second alto.
Okay.
First tenor bass, we're going to do like the top part and the lowest part of women, top part and the lowest part for men. Alrighty, Love Divine. Remember, this is my favorite text. Don't screw it up. 1, 2, and.
Love divine, all loves excelling, joy of heaven to earth come down. Fix in us thy humble dwelling, all thy faithful mercies crown. Jesus, thou art all compassion, pure
Makes you want to be a Mormon. Okay, no questions about that, surely? Okay, surely. Okay, we got a lot to do on Zoom tonight, so hop over there and we'll see you on Zoom. Thank you all. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Ryan, Rob, singers, Monica.
Thank you, Sydney.
My mother thanks you. My father thanks you.
And we're off.